Hey, good morning, Arkansas Wrestling. I'm here today with two of our favorite board members. They're all my favorite board members, but two of the ones that would get up in the morning with us. We're doing an early morning podcast for you. We're all geared up, getting ready for state this weekend. Ed, how you doing, brother?
Good. Ready to go.
All right, Eric, how you doing?
Yeah, it's game time, Coach Moore. Thank you for having me this morning.
I love it. We are what is it? Today's Tuesday, so we're about 4 days from gearing up. We've got the weigh-ins coming up, and then wrestling starts Saturday. Early register, or excuse me, all registration closes today at 11 p.m. Central Time. So Tuesday, 11 p.m. Central Time, you got to have those registrations in. After registration closes, we're going to have the matrix released tomorrow for all the wrestlers. You can look at your wrestlers, make sure they're in the right division. If there's any changes that have to happen for division only, that'll happen tomorrow. So we're not making changes for weights, but we're just making changes for division and make sure the brackets, or excuse me, that the matrix is set so that we can start the seeding process. So get those registrations in tonight. Eric, how's our numbers looking for the tournament so far?
Now, Coach Moore, I mean, this is going to be, I think we well publicized that this is going to be the biggest event in youth state history. Right now, we have 936 entrants into the state tournament. It's going to be a great one. If I'm right, that's about double what it was last year. We're in the Barton Colliseum. You know, we got the girls, the novice in the morning. We have the open in the afternoon. It's going to be a blast. I'm really looking forward to it. I think the parents, the coaches, the wrestlers are going to be real impressed, and it's going to be a great day. I'm really excited. 936, and we still got a full day left here for people to get that late registration in. You know, they're thinking about it. They want to go into the open. They want to, test what they've been doing, on the Arkansas circuit this season. Let's do it. And also, Coach, just for the coaches of the clubs, I'm going to be there on Friday night for early weigh-ins and also, of course, for the normal weigh-in. Come and see me for your coaches band. In your coaches packet that was sent out by myself, I think last week, there is a sheet. Coaches or head coaches, please put the coaches you want on the floor on that sheet. Either email to me at eric@aryw.com. Sorry, Eric, aryw@gmail.com. Email to me or bring it to weigh-ins, and I will get those coaches their bands to be on the floor on Saturday morning.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's so exciting to see. We've literally doubled our entries from last year's state tournament, and it's just exciting that everybody is pumped about it. That hey, we've been getting questions about this and that, but at the end of everybody's email, they're like, "I'm so excited to go to state," and that's kind of what we've been going for. Ed, you've been in Arkansas youth wrestling for a while, and we've had great tournaments. Not to say there hasn't been great tournaments, but there's just an excitement about this year, isn't there?
Definitely. And it's always good to have something new. The girls and the novice on the same day as the open. That's exciting. The novice it's the first time we've had that for the state. And with the growth that we've had and the new clubs that have joined and started wrestling, it gives them an opportunity to come out and showcase what they've accomplished in their first year. And from the youth level to the high school level, we're seeing a lot of these new and young teams being successful. And I think it gives them an opportunity to come out and not be afraid to step on the mat, as a first year wrestler, as a first year club, at the state level. And they're going to be getting the same awards, as the open. And, we're going to have it all on the same day at the same location. We're centrally located at Little Rock this year. So, travel, is going to be fairly even for just about everybody. Big event, big venue. Lots of seating. The concessions are taken care of at the venue, so it's going to be a great event, and it's good to see that it's growing this much, and we're getting the support that we are for it. So props to everybody involved in the clubs growing and the new clubs starting. So it's been a good year around the state for wrestling.
Oh, heck yeah. One of the things that we've done around state, and I like this because it builds up more excitement, and not just one good year, but we keep having better years where you kind of top it, is our award game has really stepped up across the state. Do you have a couple examples of that, Coach?
I do, and as we were getting ready for state, I'm a big fan of, having something to show for your hard work. And I started thinking about, you know, everything that's been given out this year. So I went and I went through my kids' room and I started pulling out stuff. We started off the year with the Black Pearl, they got that for the first place. The following week we did the Bring the Hammer. So we got the mallets. And we got that off our high school. They give actual sledgehammers. We figured that was a good idea for
Yeah.
the youth. Yeah, so we went with that.
Hey, that's
And then
a great. I just kind of got that now that you put it in perspective. That the youth gets the mallet, so that gives them something to kind of build towards as they get older. That's
work their way up. It's just a lot safer with the rubber mallets and 6-year-olds running around the gym. Springdale, they're part of the Triple Crown, but they also give out their trophies as well. This was a new addition to the house for us this year. We hadn't got one of these, but Pat Smith's Bring the Rocks. So we got rocks coming in. The Russellville tournament gives out real great awards every year. So we had these, on top of the medals. And then between Springdale, Concord, and Mountain Home, hosting our Triple Crown events, we got the whole Arkansas State put together with the 3 medals, and it was good to hear the excitement on that. Everything from, I heard wrestlers say, well, the only tournaments we're going to are the Triple Crown tournaments. And I was like, that's really awesome. And there were great numbers at those tournaments. So that's what we like to see. Good brackets, full of kids, good competition. Of course we wanted to keep that going for state. So, these haven't been shown very well, but we got some great medals coming out for the state tournament. Second through fourth, we'll be pulling a medal like this, and it's a good size one, but our champions, they're going to bring home the biggest ones right here.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a good size medal right there. So who's ever coming in there and walking away with these good looking medals, good size, and just something to be excited for. And, it's a good way to end the year. And the amount of time and effort and work that these kids, the parents, and the coaches put in to a wrestling season, and the amount that we travel, going to all the weekend tournaments and national tournaments, it's good to end the year with something to kind of show for your time and your work. So I'm excited. I think they turned out great. I think the kids are going to love it. And there's going to be some great pictures on the podium holding those medals and wearing them around their neck.
I love it. And that's another thing too. We've had good picture game this year, as you can see. A lot of people on the Facebook side to get excited, posting pictures, and that's what it's about. We should be lifting each other up and celebrating those wins and stuff like that. And there's nothing like a good award to do that. Pictures at stake this year, all going to be free. As far as the podium pictures, I'll be sending out some information on that tomorrow, where parents can kind of register with the QR code. If you register with that QR code with your name and stuff, whenever they take your child's podium pictures, they'll send it straight to your phone. We got Marvin Whiston this year, do a great job with photos at all kinds of levels of wrestling within the state. They do the high school tournament. So not only are we going to have some cool awards, we'll have some opportunity to get some professional pictures with that. Parents will be allowed down there in the podium area, get some pictures around the podium as well. So, not only the good awards, but we're going to have a good environment. We've got a lot of our sponsors that have helped us out this year. As you guys have seen, we've been getting sponsors over the last couple of weeks, and the community has stepped up around Arkansas youth wrestling, as well as the explosion of participants. And so we hope to continue that, carry that on, so we can make this bigger and better. Eric, speaking of that, man, our numbers explosion throughout the year, right? What we've talked a lot about increase in numbers. Where are we actually sitting?
Oh yeah, no, Coach. So we went above last year's total. Goodness, at least a month ago, and that's before the freestyle and Greco season starts. After our championship, this weekend. Right now we have 1,349 athletes with USA Wrestling cards in the state of Arkansas. 28% higher, 28% higher than last year. 50%, 50% higher than before COVID. We are growing rapidly. The exciting part, 57% are new athletes to USA Wrestling. 253 adult volunteers have gotten their wrestling cards to coach. That's up 40% year over year. 35 clubs in the state of Arkansas. I know our wrestlers have seen a lot of these new clubs. That's 23% of them are new, 60% up from last year. We're seeing them all over the state. That's why our numbers are growing so rapidly. And with that, which is really the fastest growing part of wrestling, our female athletes. We had 200 females, up 22% from the previous year. Why we get to have our girls' state tournament this year, really exciting. I mean, the growth is outstanding. Everyone I talk to talks about it. In town, I tell them about wrestling, and they just know they can see the growth and the excitement all over the state when we traveled. It's been great, Coach.
That's awesome. And those numbers, I feel, a lot of people are exposed to it this year. They're like, well, I want to try it next year. And that's what I've seen a lot of too, is like, I've seen it this year. We've hyped up tournaments. Communities have done a great job. Dover invited their whole community out, and you've seen we had success in Dover. Some of these smaller communities get the opportunity to reach people locally, and they see it and they go, oh, well, maybe I want to be a part of that. And then you know how it is, once you get one kid in the family going there, it just kind of snowballs from there. And you got, I know both of you guys have all your kids that wrestle, or are attached to wrestling in some form. So that's just, the organic growth is amazing. And you guys know this, and I believe this. Once you get into the sport of wrestling, it kind of just sucks you in, and it's hard to get out of the sport of wrestling.
Absolutely.
There's very little that can just say, I'm just going to go play basketball. No, you try a little sport of wrestling, and I promise you're going to get sucked in. And it's a good story. I know with Pat's podcast when we talked there, and I believe him. There's so much life benefit to the sport of wrestling, and we could spend a whole podcast talking about the translation of wrestling to life and the characteristics and the wins and losses that build you up toward what you're going to experience in life. And that's just, there's no other sport like wrestling that can take you on that journey. So I'm proud that we're here. The board, you guys have done a great job of laying the foundation. Again, one of the things that we do to legitimize wrestling, and Arkansas wrestling in particular, is have good structure. So, we've done well as a board this year. We're going to try and ensure that the state tournament, goes off without a hitch. But anybody that's ever been to a wrestling tournament that's never had a hitch, please raise your hand, send me an email, tell me where it's at. I want to be at that one next year. So we expect things. Ed, we have things in place to manage that. We'll have great volunteers there. I think we could use some more table volunteers, right? Somebody wants to be a part of the process.
Absolutely, yeah. There's always room to help out. But getting into it, it'll all start Friday evening with our weigh-ins. We'll do an early weigh-in 4 to 5, and then from 6:30 to 8 will be just a general session, open weigh-ins. We ask that everybody come prepared, bring those sheets that have the wrestler's name, the club, the weight they're registered. That'll get marked off on for their skin check before they weigh in, and then it'll get their weight verified. We're going to have multiple stations set up down on the floor to make that run as quick and as smooth as possible. We'll have some people kind of facilitating that as you walk in the door. But when you get there, try to find a board member or volunteer, if you have a question, where to go, what to do. But it should be fairly obvious. Going and getting, weighed in and then getting out of there Friday evening. Come Saturday, yeah, we've got table workers. We've got awards tables. We've got the hospitality room. If you'd like to help out and just kind of give back, because again, this is run by the board and not necessarily a club. So not only, are we trying to run a tournament, we've got kids wrestling, and then this is going to be a big tournament. We're running 10 full mats down on the floor there. So That's the biggest tournament, the biggest number of mats that I've seen for Arkansas here. And that's so that we can make it run quick and smooth, give right from our 6U up to our Division 5 kids a full mat surface to wrestle. And we see generally that goes quicker. They're not going out of bounds as much. They've got more room to work, and it's just, especially for a state tournament, it's good to see that, format and that size. But we're going to start with our novice and girls in the morning. Doors are going to open at 6:30. They're going to start wrestling at 8. And once they finish up, we'll get ready to start the afternoon session. So we'll do the parade of teams, announcing all the teams. And then at 1 o'clock sharp, we're hoping to get started on that open tournament and run right through all the way to our finals. We'll do a parade of champions, introducing the wrestlers in the finals. And then if necessary, there will be a true second match, so that we're crowning the best in the state in the order that they deserve to be crowned. So should be good. But yeah, if you want to volunteer, you can hit me up, and we'll get you on a table, get you on the floor. We've got several volunteers for the trainer table. We're going to have some security workers down the floor, because it's only going to be coaches and wrestlers on the floor. And hopefully we're going to try to keep the wrestlers only that are on deck close by. Everybody else is up in the stands, so that it's, clear view and easy going around the floor, even though there'll be plenty of room. But we're going to try to keep it organized and keep everybody separated from the mats. There's plenty of seating for everybody. And we'll actually have some staging areas per team in individual sections, so that all the kids can sit together in their section close by the entrances to the floor. So when they're ready, they can come down, go to the staging area, and be ready for their matches. And if the coaches need to, they know where to go to find the wrestlers. Parents can move around depending on where the mats are assigned, so that they can sit close by to record from the stands. But there will be sections down close to the floor designed or designated specifically per teams, so that the teams are together. And if coaches need a wrestler, they know exactly where to go to get them.
Yeah, we'll have it labeled by their team name right there, and as teams are coming in, we see the coaches will guide you and direct you to that area. But yeah, to your point, it's going to be, hectic wrestling. If you've ever wrestled a national tournament or been to a 10-mat tournament, something like Adidas National or something, it's hectic. But we're going to try and keep it, as flowing as possible where the points of entries are. We will have a bullpen up there where they can kind of get ready. And to reiterate a couple things, you have to have your USA card to be on the floor as a coach, and you have to be listed as a coach on your authorization forms, right? So it's very important at this level of wrestling that we're trying to build, that we have the floor access to only those that are accredited through the USA Wrestling System. And if you ever have any questions like that, you can reach out to any board member. But we're going to have an event that's going to be, I think, in magnitude for the state of Arkansas, right, the largest ever, but hopefully one of the better ran tournaments. We got Pam McCall is going to be with us on the track direction side. She's ran several tournaments in track. She runs OK USA's tournament, which they just ran a tournament with 1,500 plus kids. So we're very confident that side is going to work. We're very confident in the abilities of the volunteers we have coming. So we're just gonna have a great time. Head referee is going to be Tim Hasselbring. He's OK USA from Oklahoma. We have a mix of Oklahoma officials, a couple of the officials that have called here in Arkansas this year, and some Missouri referees as well. So we're trying to bring in the best we can get in our area, and just make this an event that again is going to be memorable to everybody, and something we can continue to top every year. With the way we bring it. The weigh-ins, like I said, just one thing I wanted to reiterate on the weigh-ins for coaches out there: skin checks. That should happen today if you have a practice. Today, have that skin check done. Posted on the Facebook. I know you guys saw that. The NFHS rules around skin checks and weigh-ins. There will be a check scale. Some people have asked about check scale. There'll be a check scale available up until weigh-ins close at 8 p.m. You have to be in line at 8 p.m. A ref will stand in a line. We'll cut off that line. If you're there at 7:59, you're good to weigh in. 8 p.m. you're good to weigh in. 8:01, It's closed at 8 p.m. That ref will be in line done. So I want to encourage everybody to get there. If there's an emergency or something, please reach out. But for the most part, we need everybody there at 8 p.m. Challenge scale, the way NFHS rules read is if you step on a scale and you're overweight, you have 2 opportunities to step on and off the scale on that particular scale to account for mechanical variance. After that, you can step on one of our challenge scales. The NFHS rules actually state you can step on every scale one time, but we'll have challenge scales set up specifically for those challenges. So I want everyone to kind of at ease. It's not just a one and done. You get the bad skill, you get a chance to challenge that, but you have to make scratch weight, and I've explained what scratch weight is. But basically, it's making your weight without a pound allowance. And again, I encourage everybody, and I know parents and coaches as well. There's an app out there, the NFHS rule book. It's an app, and I think it was $6.95 to have that rule book in hand in my phone. I could, we could look up a call just like that. So if you're investing in the sport of wrestling, apart from the excitement and stuff like that, coaches, you should 100% have the NFHS rules. But parents, if you want to educate yourself, and it's pretty fun just to look through there and read, and you can see the hand signals that are used in wrestling, what the near falls criteria and all that. So if you have it, and again, I was kind of joking about, I don't know anything about Samsungs or Android, but you can go to the App Store and get it in the App Store. Do you have to pay like $500,000 to get stuff on Android, or someone have to build it for you? Or I don't know how that works, but if you have an iPhone, you can get it on the iPhone. But it's the NFHS, National Federation of High School Sports, and that is for folk style wrestling. That is our rule book. So I recommend everyone get a copy of that. Eric, have you read through one of those yet?
Oh yeah, no, Coach. I got the rule book, and there's also a case book on there that I think is also $6, and it's pretty good. If like as Coach Moore said, if you want to educate yourself, that's really the best way. You're in the heat of the moment. It's a close match, and you're like, man, was this call right? Was this call wrong? The best way to move our state forward and to have these kids have the best experience is to really know the rules. The referees have done a phenomenal job all season. With the growth we've had in our state, the next step is for our coaches and for our wrestlers and our parents to know the rules and to educate ourselves. It's really great. I've been reading through it over the last week, just a case book. And it's great just to know the situations, when they come up. So I definitely recommend it getting, as Coach Moore said, you get it on your phone, you read through a couple. I mean, it's pretty good reading because you can think to yourself, when you see a live match and you see those situations occur, it brings you back to some of those good memories of seeing your kids, the kids you coach, the kids you support on the mat. So I definitely recommend it. It should be for everybody, really. It's a small investment, $6. It's less than a bite to eat, to really just invest more into this great sport.
And that's a one-time fee. It's not like a monthly fee. You get the app and you buy the book for $6.95, and you can just, it has digital index, so you can put up skin check, and it takes you everything that has to do with skin checks or weigh in. It's awesome. It is awesome. And I wanted to add, we're talking about awards. We're also doing some new awards on the team side, right? So we have big school, small school, first through third, and then a pretty awesome, I don't know if you have it unboxed or near you, but I like the fact that we're doing the rookie pack this year. So our rookie teams, as we grow, we continue to grow and adding. I think we have 7 or 8 that may qualify in that rookie novice type club that we're going to award you. Yeah, you're still building, you're still going. And there's some of these clubs that have built up 30 kids in 1 year, but we're going to award you a rookie club thing. I think that's amazing to me too, to spread that love around and up our award game and saying, hey, it's a pretty cool award too. I'm impressed with that.
And it's good to recognize, the new clubs coming in and to, and have something for them to work towards, no matter what their size or however many wrestlers they bring in, we're gonna award that rookie team of the year for the first year teams. and recognize them for their hard work and the fact that they showed up to state. Because I know in the past there's been teams that have run through the year and didn't come to state or only brought a kid or two. Now, but with the novice, with the girls, with the open, everybody's got an opportunity to come and represent their team and give them something to work for. So yeah, there's the rookie of the year. And then for the open, there will be the quickest pin for each of the divisions as well. But yeah, so again, even for the smaller teams, there's first through third for the large team, and then first through third for the small teams that are coming in there. So again, we want to recognize the hard work and dedication of the teams. And there's larger programs that have been around for a while. Cabot, Springdale, Concord. They're historically the larger teams. But then there's smaller teams that are coming in there and they're crushing it as well. So, and we've got the criteria for that broke down on the number of registered wrestlers, where
39
that cutoff
below-
is.
39 and below is small school. 40 and above will be large school.
Yeah. And that is your number of entries. So, we'll base it on that and we'll give those out. So, there's trophies for those. There's the rookie of the year plaque, quickest pin, that'll be awarded there for that. So, yeah, plenty of hardware to be given away at state.
Yeah, it's going to be a good fight, good awards. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see how 10 mats look in the Barton Coliseum. We're gonna set up mats on Friday. And again, volunteer call out there. If you're free on Friday and you're in the Little Rock area, pop in about 5 o'clock. Give us a hand. We've got some great spot. UALR kids are gonna be there helping us out. Some local people in the area. National Guards are bringing their mats in. It's amazing to see the community effort around wrestling and this sport. So I'm proud to see that as an organization and as a community where we've come with this sport. So it's gonna be exciting, gentlemen. You guys ready for a state tournament?
Ready. I'm excited. I want to see it happen.
Are your kiddos all pumped up about it?
Oh yeah.
I've heard a lot of kiddos, even locally here. It's just, and again, we're building that excitement because it goes towards next year when some of these kids, might get the doubts about, do I want to wrestle again? And that's one thing we really have to work on as a group is retention in the motivation side. We get a kid in, we keep them, but it's, I have to do a grind for the next year. And giving them that great state tournament, I think, builds up that motivation. So I'm appreciative to you guys for the work that you've done and where we're headed with this state tournament. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I think a lot of the kids too that have been down there to the Barton Coliseum for some of the other events, when they hear it's down there, they're like, I'm going to be down the floor. I'm going to be in the middle of that, large facility. Like, I think when they look up and look at the stands and everybody watching them, I think it's going to be a pretty cool experience for some of them that haven't been to a national tournament and been, in that big of a venue. So yeah, they're excited about that portion of it as well.
The girls side of it too, Eric. I know you have a daughter that wrestles, and we're excited about the girls side. We're going to push this year. We have the novice and the girls at the same time this year. Unfortunately, there hasn't been the opportunity. They can't register in both because logistically they'll be wrestling. But as we grow through the years, we're going to have more opportunities for girls to get in that novice and girls tournament and open eventually. So it's just one of those things and I was having a talk with a parent and they were telling me their concerns on that. I was like, hey, one step at a time. This is the first year we've done this. And he goes, I know. You guys have done so good. I just want you to change the world. And I was like, I know. We got to take our time with it, and so that's kind of where we're at. We've done some great things. Our communication has increased, transparency, all that. We've worked really hard for that. And I'll be quite honest with that. We had talked about hopefully getting this large of a boom. Ed and I were on the original board from the transition. And it's like, wouldn't it be nice if we got close to 1,000 kids? And here we are, brother. And so we thought about it, but it's actually come to fruition. And so now we have the mechanics to support that. So as we grow, we'll continue to take suggestions. All of us are very open. People that know us, Eric's always laughing. I love talking to Eric.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
He makes me happy, Ed's approachable. Christina can't. You guys have all been approachable at the events, and people come and talk to you, and that's what it's about, right? We'll get better bigger because of our membership's input and our commitment to the sport. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate our members, our coaches, and what we've done as a state this year in Arkansas. So, any final thoughts, Eric?
Good.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to seeing everyone on Friday night. It can't come soon enough. I'm ready.
I know that's right. Weigh-ins, early weigh-ins, 4 to 5 p.m. for a fee. General weigh-ins, 6:30 to 8 o'clock Friday. Make sure your skin's good. Make sure your weight's good. Let's go to state. I appreciate you guys.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
Hey,
you.
thanks, Coach.